pathetic and sad. There's really no other way to describe Europe at this point in time, well, at least the leadership over there in Europe, especially the leadership coming out of Brussels and their various different committees. What came to mind was actually the Breakfast Club, where John Bender was making fun of Brian, and Brian was a member of the math club, and he was making fun of it. He called it pathetic and sad, but social. Hey, there you go, Europe. Pathetic and sad, but they're still social. Anyway, stories all over the place. Europe squeezed between Putin and Trump. Europe seeks a moment of truth. And then editorial board, the Wall Street Journal. Oh, no, maybe Trump's being a little bit tough and J.D. Vance is being a little bit too tough on Europe. You had Germany's defense minister, Boris Pistorius, criticizing J.D. Vance. He equates Europe's situation with that of certain authoritarian regimes. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, he said. And then you had this fella here. Again, this guy he's the chairman. He's the chairman of the Munich Security Conference. Crying. He broke down on stage crying. No. Was it over the car ramming attack in Munich? Or no, the other attack that was in Austria? We can go on. No. He cried like a little schoolgirl. Who was this guy's name? Chuzgen? He had to be comforted by a woman. A woman came up and hugged him. This guy's in charge of the security conference. That's like making that transvestite chick, the Bud Light girl, in charge of linebackers. Okay? Give me a break. And, we can go on here at this point in time and just how ridiculous this thing is. I'm going to grab a little philosophy. I'm going to grab a little Nietzsche. There is a point in history of society where it becomes so pathologically soft and tender that, among other things, it sides even with those who harm it, criminals, and does this quite seriously and honestly. And that's what's taking place in Europe at this point in time. Europe is having an emergency meeting today. Emergency. I don't know who's going. I don't know what European leaders are going. It's being held in Paris. Macron called it. I guess it's their supposedly their come to Jesus moment. I ain't buying it. Do you understand the complete what they would have to do over in Europe, the type of social welfare cuts that they would have to engage in to build their military back up? Germany's interesting. They have the Munich Security Conference, and Boris is all upset. Boris, how dare J.D. Vance call us out? And we'll talk about the nonsense that takes place in Germany. Have you ever gone online and actually taken a look at the military capacity of some of these European nations? Yeah, Germany has 6 submarines, all diesel. Go and take a look at the capacity, what they're capable of doing. Nothing. Again, the European Union, which was originally put together as for trade. That was the original idea. It was put together for trade, and eventually barriers started coming down, and then they went to the common currency, which was interesting at that point in time, because one of their the biggest economy, one of the biggest economies in the European Union was Great Britain, the UK, and they didn't even join the common currency. It was kind of weird. It's almost like saying, hey, we live in the state of Florida. We're going to come up with our own currency down here. It's going to be Gator Bucks or something like that. But anyway, neither here nor there. They've been free riding They've been free riding the United States since World War II. And they, they love bringing up, oh, well, after September 11th, it was the first time we had to use Article 5. What? We had a terrorist attack happen in New York. We weren't invaded. Article 5. Again, but you keep patting yourself on the back with that. I mean, what? Did you guys launch an immediate attack on Afghanistan after that? No. No, we did that. So you can spare us the bullshit, quite frankly. You take a look across the board. They're capable of having all their handouts and giveaways and all that stuff simply because we provide for their defense. And it's been going on since World War II. Hey, you're getting people out there all upset and look at it, upsetting the apple cart with Europe and they're our allies. One of the things I like to do, I like to go out to dinner. I do. And, I've got my friends that I go out to dinner with, and I'll pick up the check sometime. My buddy will pick up the check sometime. We don't keep track, but because we all know it comes out in a wash because everyone's going to pick it up, the check. Okay? If there was one of individual in my group of friends or family friend group that never paid, eventually that will take its toll and start pissing everybody else off the group. Fortunately, we don't have that. But that's what we've been dealing with. Again, don't believe me? Go take a look at France. I think France has got the largest military in Europe, and see what they have. See what they're capable of doing. Again, you have another war. Again, Europe's great at having wars on their continent. Man, they love their wars on that continent. And again, really can't do much about it. Listen, people, at some point in time, this could be the greatest thing for them. Forcing them to grow up and take responsibility for their own damn defense. And again, we were generous. We only asked for everybody to contribute 2% of their GDP. That's it. And you couldn't do that? You couldn't do that. You couldn't come up with that. And I remember these European elites. Okay, it's the same. They're the same people, though. Okay, I'm making fun. We have this. What do you think we're breaking up in Washington, D.C. right now? It's the same people. It's the same damn crowd. Okay, these are not people that built anything. They're not people that created anything in their entire lives. All right, there's a big difference between Europe and the United States. You don't have a Bill Clinton. There's no Bill Clintons in Europe. There's no J.D. Vances in Europe. It's an elitist system that's in play there. That's the reality. You don't come from nowhere and build. It just doesn't work that way. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's the same crowd, same people that we have here, same garbage. They need to get them out of the way. Again, you're hearing, oh my God, these various different leaders, and people walked out of the room. People walked out of the room when J.D. Vance said that. And later there was actual, this was an actual conversation. This is in regards to what's happening with the Ukraine. One of our, again, we told Europe straight to their face, said, no, we're going to do the negotiating here. We're going to do this, kind of adding insult to injury. They were begging, we need to be involved in this conversation. No, you haven't been paying. You haven't been contributing. And again, I go back to making fun of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was criticizing them, Germany in particular, for importing all of their energy from Russia. And at the time, this is pre-Ukraine war. We had this conversation here on the show. So wait. We got this defense thing called NATO, right? They're supposed to push back against, back in the day, the Iron Curtain, the Soviet Empire. Now, that's gone. Now it's Russia. Push back against Russia. We're spending billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to defend you against Russia, yet you're completely reliant on them for energy? You want to explain to me how that makes any sense whatsoever? And it doesn't until you go back and you take a look at the various different German politicians like Gerhard Schroeder back in the day. Yeah. You know where he went after he left German politics? He went for gas. He went to work for Gazprom. Yeah, a Russian oil and gas company. Yeah, what do you think he spends his summers? Probably about a massive yacht in the Mediterranean somewhere. Okay, this is the same thing. Okay, and the reality of the situation, yes, Europe is pathetic and sad, but we don't want them to be pathetic and sad. And again, it's not all, most certainly not all the people there. I know most of the people want out from underneath this nonsense too. You're going to have to start choosing a little bit wiser when it comes to the people that you put in charge, and you have to do something about this European Union. And they're already making overtures to the fact that if that AfD party in Germany does well in the election, we may have to cancel that election too. Again, bringing it down to you call yourselves, we have shared values, but in what way? In what way? You're canceling elections there. You don't allow free speech in many of these countries anymore. I've already alluded to the fact I won't step foot in the UK, and I think I might add Germany to that list too. Again, pathetic and sad. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.